How's everybody doing? Okay, so I work in the user experience profession, which basically means, are we going to start?
There we go.
All right. So where was I? User experience profession, right? So basically what that means is that I take the products and services that you use every day, and I try to make them better. Or I try to make them more enticing to you. So that you want to use them more and more. You want to engage with them more and more. That it makes you happy. My job is to make you happy. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is that I'm a fraud. Not me personally, but the user experience profession. Because we are trying to kid you, we're trying to fool you into doing things that you really don't want to do. And we masquerade it in lots of different guises. Right? So what I'm going to talk to you about is the ways we do it, because really you don't give a shit. You don't care about what a product or service does for you. You don't really care. You've kind of been lulled into a sense of a false security. You know, when you watch a lot of TV, you listen to a lot of radio, you're on the internet all the time. You're not capable of making your own decisions, so people like me try and fool you into believing that design actually matters, that we're going to solve all of these problems that we have in the world with simple art. You know, if art is going to make the difference, and I hate to break it to you, it's probably not going to happen that way. Because what's happened is the things that you experience and the experiences that you have are so thin, the tolerances are so tight, it's been stretched so tightly that meaning has become almost non-existent. So you go and you experience something and then you experience something else and you're incapable of telling the difference between things. So what you do is you rely on people to tell you how you should interpret these experiences. And that's where advertising comes in. And advertising tells you what you should do and what you should want and what you should want more of. And it's becoming less and less likely that we're making these decisions ourselves. So it's become an arms race. It's become he who dies with the most toys wins. And that's happening more and more frequently and more with greater and greater rapidity. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to package the reasons why user experience doesn't matter in a top 10 list, which is actually a crappy experience, but people really like it. A top 10 list of blogs are very successful because it tells you not only what to think, but how to think about things. Okay? So here we go. Top 10 reasons why user experience doesn't matter. Number one, when there's no choice, where company A and company B are going to fuck you both equally. So you don't really care what you're dealing with. You can go to company A and they can fuck you, and then you go to company B and they'll fuck you too. So it doesn't really matter. The user experience is unimportant in that situation. Okay? Number two, commoditized offering. I almost photoshopped this in, but I really didn't have to. If you've ever made any of your loved ones fly on Ryanair, they fucking hate you. Because the only reason why you flew on it was because it was cheap. So meaning didn't have, the user experience didn't matter. Number three, when you're a slave to fashion, when you subject yourself to pain and agony to impress other people, to make other people happy, maybe that was not so bad. Number four. The hype machine, where you own something, and the next version of that comes out, and it's marginally better, and actually probably works worse, but you'll still wait in line for 3 days to get it, because everybody will think you're cool if you own it. That's the hype machine. So there's nothing about user experience. No fun. Any IE6 users out here? I have to kill you afterwards? It's where we don't even know what the user experiences we're having. They could be better, they could be worse, but we're so ignorant of our own surroundings, we don't even understand what we're doing. Number six, buying whatever they're selling. They can come out with radioactive Barbie, and this tool would still buy it because he's a slave to the brand. And that's where we lose control of our own emotions, and we let other people dictate to us through a repeated release of product and service that's what's the best. Number seven, path of least resistance. You could go into any Starbucks anywhere in the world and get exactly the same experience. They say that's a selling point. I say that's a bad thing. So if you buy Starbucks, fuck you. Number eight, you have options. Well, you Google people, you don't Bing them. You can Google something, you don't Yahoo it. Google has become synonymous, or Hoovering, or any brand name that becomes synonymous with the user experience. You've lost contact with what that user experience actually is. Number nine is going to suck anyway. That's a screenshot of PowerPoint. I really don't think I need to go much further into that than a screenshot. Which this was all built on PowerPoint, so my life sucks. And finally, does anyone out there have a favorite brand of water? Can you make sheep noises while you raise your hand? Because we fooled ourselves into believing that there are products that have differences when they really, really don't. The user experience is the same across all brands. Just to let you know a little joke, I've been having a lot of fun with you. There's actually nothing more important than user experience. You'll all be happy to know that what we've been doing, the ignorance that we've been paying to advertising is exactly the right thing. Congratulations on being here today, because I hope you have a great user experience. But there are some products that will always give you a good user experience, no matter where they're consumed or where you deal with them, like beer. So, thank you very much.
If you'd like to get away to a better quality of life, to a more enjoyable way of life, to a better pace of life, well then the West of Ireland is a really good place to do that.
The Western Development Commission covers the 7 western counties, going from Donegal, Sligo, Leitrim, Mayo, Roscommon, Galway and Clare, so effectively west of the Shannon and Donegal.
I know many people who've relocated from Dublin to the west and nobody has gone back the other way, so I would definitely be very encouraging of people to make that move.
We've got mountains, rivers, lakes, the sea. In terms of outdoor activities, there's so much to do. We've got all the activities that anybody could possibly want to do.
The work environment is there. There are fine industries across the whole broad spectrum of industries. My message to people is look west and you'll be surprised.